How y'all doing? I'm Chef Francis. Welcome to Jeannie's Kitchen. We're going to make 3 different videos today, not including this one, of 3 Italian dishes. Meatballs, ravioli, and lasagna. This video is to show you that we're going to prep all of our ingredients because there are so many common ingredients. We would like to make 15-minute videos of the dishes instead of 45-minute dishes. So, let me show you what we have here. Ground beef, Italian sausage, cheeses of different varieties, tomato sauces, fresh herbs, and a really good hack of mine, wonton wrappers. You might think that's funny, but when I show it to you, you'll see the time and effort you're going to save. Pasta was brought back to Italy by Marco Polo from China, so it really did start there anyway. Anyway, here's what we got. These are our ingredients, and let me show you how we're going to prep those. We're going to open up by frying up this Italian sausage. Here's a trick in the kitchen. Put your handles going inside. That way you don't bump them, you don't spill stuff. My pan is already generally warm. You should be able, well, trust me, that's sizzling. I'm putting these in, and I'm just going to fry them up, and it'll be for about 5 minutes. While we're frying up this sausage, I've got a sauce pot with give or take a half a cup of olive oil, and we are going to reconstitute these sun-dried tomatoes. Buy your sun-dried tomatoes in a container without the oil. Don't pay for the oil because it's just not a good value. I'm going to mince up these sun-dried tomatoes. I have a stack here that I just pull apart a little bit and stack them up. Just mince these real nice. They don't have to be pretty. And we're going to mince this whole pile of sun-dried tomatoes, and we'll be good to go. That's it. Okay, there's all our minced sun-dried tomatoes. It's amazing what the miracles of TV can do. I'm going to dump this in this very, very hot oil. I hope you can hear that sizzle. That's real nice. I give it a stir up. Let all the tomatoes get into this nice steaming hot oil. And come on, all you guys get out. Everybody out of the boat. Okay, then I just turn off the heat. Now that's just going to sit. At the same time, I'm going to take this nicely sizzled up fried Italian sausage, and I'm going to take it over here to the Food Pro because we really don't want it being big, massive, and chunky. We'd much rather have it a consistent size. And the trick with this is to pulse. Do not just turn it on and let it blast. You want to pulse it. Pulsing is important because it gives us a nice size and texture, and that looks really good. Okay, now there is all of our blitzed up sausage, and I'm going to put it right back on the stove with a little heat. Doesn't have to be much. And I'm going to add a small can of Pastorelli pizza sauce. This is the only pizza sauce in a can that you ever want to use. It's the best pizza sauce in a can that there is. No, they don't pay us yet, but they will in the future. 1 small can. And with the sausage, clean that baby out. Mix it on up. And all we are doing is using the pizza sauce to glue everything together. And it's great flavor. This meat is going to be used for both our raviolis, because we're going to make meat raviolis, and our lasagna. Our lasagna has Italian sausage in it. And there it is. We're just going to let that cook a little bit. Not that it needs to really cook, but it needs to just get all the flavors all melted together and be nice and wonderful. Okay, now we're going to mince up 3 different herbs: parsley, oregano, and basil. If you want to use dry, that's okay. I'm not, except for the oregano, I'm not crazy on dried herbs, but there's nothing at all wrong with them. I like fresh because they're inexpensive. Don't play around with this parsley. Just give it some cuts right off the stalks. Don't cut the metal wire. And that's that right there. Put this over on the side. Now we're going to mince this up a little bit. It's nice having this little plasticky slidey board that I have, because I don't have to play with stuff so much. Now, the amount that you mince this up is totally up to you. I personally like it a little finer than rough, because some of these herbs got some serious flavor, and you want it to be included. You don't want it to be one big giant bite of parsley or one big giant bite of basil. So our parsley is pretty much done. I'm going to take the biggest amount of this and put it in the bowl. This is going to be for our ricotta cheese for both the raviolis and the lasagna. This parsley is going in our meatballs. And not that it's really important, but I'm getting it all spread out. Put this over here. Next we're going to do basil. Here is a perfect way to get little kids involved, because you can't do this wrong and they can't get hurt doing it. So get them involved. Right about there, you snap it off the stems and you're good to go. Here's a big leaf, snap it off the stem. Here's a bunch, snap it off the bottom of the stem. Here's some more. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. That is one whole bunch of basil. But it's going in 3 dishes, so we don't mind. And it's a wonderful, delicious flavor that you're not going to mind that either. Go. Now the basil's getting minced. Once again, I do it relatively rough. You didn't see me roll up all the leaves and do it real nice and pretty like on TV, because I just got a bunch here. I mean, I got a big bunch. Something else that's great about doing this with kids is, as you're going along, take a piece of something and make them eat it. I'm going to give my cameraman here a piece, and he's going to eat this, and he'll nod the camera to show you that he likes it. Okay, and the last thing we got is the oregano. Oregano takes the most work, but again, this is where you get your kids involved. They can peel these nice little leaves off the stems. Once again, they can't do it wrong, and they can't get hurt unless they got some mutant oregano stem. But other than that, like I said, they're safe. You can't screw it up. Once again, I'm separating the oregano for the ricotta cheese and the oregano for the meatballs. Okay, now for both the ricotta, for the ravioli, and for the lasagna, we have other kind of cheese than just ricotta. I shop at the Jewels. It's down the street, across the street from Scooby's, where you can get a great beef or a great hot dog. What you put in this is up to you. I'm using 3 different cheeses. A Parmesan Romano blend, an Italian style 6 cheese blend, and a low moisture mozzarella cheese blend. Okay? It's what you want. This is what I want. They were $3.99 a piece. You had to buy 3, so I bought 3. And I am very scientifically mixing this up in the bowl. In the bowl. And you know where this is going, right? It's going in the bowl. Now this is a lot more than you need for these dishes I'm making today. But solve that we make some pizza, because this is killer pizza cheese. And I mix this up, I mix this up, I mix this up. And I'm going to reach around behind me, and I'm going to grab a measuring cup. And I'll tell you a trick about that too. You know what happens to glass measuring cups in the kitchen, especially when you got little kids? They break. So, what I got these at the pet store. They're dog food measuring cups. Who cares what they measure? They're clean. I put them in a sink, they're clean, and they measure real nice. And you can drop these, you can throw them, you can do what you want with them. Don't put them in the oven because it doesn't smell good. And I want highly, highly technical. I want a nice cup of this right here. There is your shredded cheeses for your ricotta blend. Okay. Now, I'm going to use my stand mixer to mix all my ricotta cheese blend together. You can do it in a bowl with a spoon. I like using this. Why? Because I got it. I'm also using a bread hook because I think it mixes stuff together real nice. Let's actually put the stuff in before I put that on there. I got a medium tub of dry ricotta cheese. In it goes. I got that cup of the shredded melty cheeses. In that goes. I got a half a cup of sprinkled cheese. That's your Romano and your Parmesan. Romano or Parmesan, Romano and Parmesan, whatever floats your boat. And here I got generally 3/4 of a cup of those sun-dried tomatoes. In it goes. Just more flavor. Now, could someone tell me that I'm overkilling it with all these flavors you're never going to know? Yeah, sure. You could say that. However, it's my food. Oh, these were all those different herbs that we made, that we minced up. I put this on here. I put this on there. I put it down. And I just mix it on the nice medium slow. Jack it up a little bit because I like to see the stuff bounce around inside of there. Don't do it too wild and crazy because it's just going to blow up out of this bowl. There we go. Now, no matter how good we mix it, still needs a spoon. And there we go. And I mix up all my ricotta cheese blend for the raviolis and for the lasagna. Now we're going to make the meatball meat mix, which is 1 skinless Italian sausage, and this is real close, if not exactly, 1.25 pounds of 85/15 ground beef. 85 lean, 15 fat. The most common restaurant meat is 80/20. I think that has too much fat. Now here's our, once again, exactly measured cup of the melty cheese, a little less than a cup of the sun-dried tomatoes, half a cup of the sprinkly cheese. I would use more sprinkly cheese, but I ran out. So in it goes. Here is a little better than, it's 3/4 of a cup of panko crumbs. Do not use seasoned crumbs. Use plain, ordinary white panko crumbs. Panko crumbs have a little higher graininess. Okay, I'm going to take a couple of shakes of Worcestershire sauce. Why? Because I like it. In goes our herbal blend. Get that in there. And a couple of eggs. You didn't see it, but I put a couple of eggs in the ricotta cheese blend too. Trust me. In that goes. And now we're going to do the spinny spin and mix this up. This is going to take a minute. If you want, do it with your kids in a big bowl and use your hands. I just choose not to do that. Why? Because it's me. No real reason. Here's our last secret ingredient for these meatballs, because we didn't add a liquid, we didn't add any milk, we didn't use big pieces of bread, we only use those panko crumbs. Ricotta cheese. Small container. Whoops, don't put the whole container in. Whole container of cheese. We don't want the plastic. We're on a low plastic diet lately. And we blend that up into our meat mix. You might be thinking there's a whole lot more stuff in this meatball than meat. Well, let me tell you, meatballs are one of the most classic peasant dishes. We use the least amount of meat so we can spread it and stretch it so that everybody can eat. And when you got delicious, tasty, wonderful food, you don't really care how much meat versus everything else. It's tasty and delicious. So that's it. That is our pre-prep of our most common ingredients and the guts and the base of what we're going to make. Meatballs, lasagna, and ravioli. When we come back, we'll show you our 3 dishes. Thank you. I want you to go and be good to yourself, be good to somebody else, and tell somebody that you love them. I'm Chef Francis from Jeannie's Kitchen. Everybody can cook because everybody eats.